This is a tremendous honor, and I want to thank all of my friends that I saw have appeared. This is definitely something I never would have expected as I grew up. I grew up a shy little girl out in the country, the sixth in line of 8, so I was just kind of lost in the middle. But I loved the out of doors. And I think everybody needs that experience a little bit to start with. But I am really thankful that I did not stay there. As much as I loved it, I never would have progressed. I would still be the country girl out on the farm. I would never have progressed the way I did. It was my husband going into the military that got me to traveling all over the country. I met so many people, so many different places, and I think every bend in the road, you learn something new and find wonderful friends, and everybody has something to offer, no matter who they are. They change your life somehow. And I'm very, very thankful for that. But I think probably the most I ever progressed was when I moved to Alaska. However, it was the place I've been the longest, I have to admit. When you're in the military, you don't stay any place very long. Staying in Alaska for a long time, I gained so many great friends and many experiences that I absolutely love. I still go out hiking, although I'm not a mountain goat anymore. People used to tell me to slow down. Now I'm telling them to slow down. But I still love it. And I love being out teaching people about the plants. It took me a long while to learn. Without the professional background of plants, it was a very slow learning process, but everybody I ran across was so helpful. And many of them are still very, very good friends of mine. And it wasn't until, I think, sometime in the late 80s that my husband said, "What are we going to do with all of these slides?" And he was the one that suggested we do a book. And I thought, oh no, this will never work. I am not a computer person, and that was back when the computers first came out. Computers were new to us, mainly because we had a son with dyslexia, and they said that that was great for a person with dyslexia to use a computer, and that's how they came in the house, the first one. It wasn't long before we had 3. I only learned to use one 3 years ago. I stayed away from them. I let the people who like to use them use them. My husband used to say I wrote in Sanskrit so that he could put it on the computer. But it worked. It's another case of teamwork. It sure works when it's a miracle. You know, there's no question about that. And it's such a treasure now to watch people using books and sitting down in the grass and looking at the plants and being happy that they could identify them. I know how hard that was for me to start with. And I just felt we got to make it easier for people. Even a child can use the books if they really work hard at it. So it's a great pleasure to be here. I just can't imagine that I've made it this far. It's really out of my element that I grew up in, way, way, way out of it. But it has been great, and it's been great because it helped me develop and become a completely different person. So I want to encourage I don't see many really young people here that have got young children, but there must be some. And I hope you encourage them to pursue something like that. And you never know when it's going to hit you. You know, I was 60 years old before I started doing something like that. You know, it's amazing how your life changes every place you go. So thank you for coming, and thank you for those of you that supported me.